Hello, doctor. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Sorry, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Typically in New Jersey, but today I am in North Carolina with family. Where are you in the world?
I'm in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. And I also see we have Maya on the call. I believe she's with you.
Correct. Yes.
Hi,
Beautiful.
good morning.
Good morning, Maya. Love the energy.
Mia.
And
Yep.
doctor, I want to make sure I'm saying your name correctly. Is it Haridas?
Haridas. Yeah.
Haridas. Beautiful. So, Dr. Haridas, thank you for being here. Maya, thank you for being here. Please, outside of, I believe you went through our online website, what caused you both to schedule the session today with us?
Yeah. I was kind of on my end. I was looking at my practice and seeing the reimbursements and wondering there's got to be some mechanism to get more payments considering the type of work that I do. I take call in trauma neurosurgery, so I wanted to explore all that.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. You said trauma neurosurgery?
Correct.
Awesome. So I think that we might end up becoming best friends. And my goal is to make this time together as educational, slightly entertaining, certainly financially impactful as humanly possible. So I certainly have a few questions that I want to respect to both of you for being here. Is there anything specifically you'd want to ask me, or would you like me to begin kind of navigating and see how we can help?
Oh yeah, you can get started. I went through your website and just saw some of the videos, so it was pretty self-explanatory. Um, but what caught my attention was the 30 days to submit the claim. That's where I was wondering. That's fairly quick. And then how does it? What is your like? How many certain neurosurgeons in LA use your services, or are they mostly on the East Coast? Like that's what was going through my mind.
Yeah, so let me answer those questions. Just so you're aware, it's 30 days from the underpayment, not 30 days from the delivery of service. So it's still a very tight window, but it's not like you got to do the surgery and then figure this whole out in 30 days. Obviously, there's a process of asking for payment, getting underpayment. I'll go through all that. As far as LA or New Jersey, we have clients in all 50 states. Last month, we recovered 75.3 million for our medical providers. We're pacing 2 million a day. And by the end of next month, we'll be at 100 million a month and growing. So we're definitely not limited. California is one of the states that does have a federal process as well as a state surprise bill. So they have a state process, very friendly to the surgical community, very unfriendly to the inadvertent providers, the anesthesiologist, the IMUs, the physician assistants, very, very friendly for the surgical community. So let me ask you this, doctor, and Maya, please jump in at any time. Are you currently doing any work in the hospital on call, or is it mostly elective? Just how does that work out for you, doctor?
I would say 90% of my work is on call.
Wow,
Um, yeah,
90%.
yeah.
Oof.
10%. I'm new to LA, so I just started my practice. So, um, my hope is that, um, yeah, I do roughly between 5 to 15 surgeries a month.
My
Um,
goodness.
that's a range. And yeah, everything is trauma, brain or trauma spine. That's um, all are urgent or emergent. Like they have to be done. They can't leave the hospital. So, um, and
That is
unfortunately, some of them like I'm on call, and some of them I just realized like I've done these massive surgeries and like they have no insurance and there's no payback plan with the hospital, and I just have to eat that cost and um, basically don't get paid for a lot of work. So
yes, that is a very compromised position. And listen, for whatever it's worth, thank you for being a hero. That is not nothing. Neurosurgery is incredibly complicated. You're at the top of the mountain as far as the medical community is concerned. And there's going to be certain things that we're going to be very helpful in. And there's going to be certain things, unfortunately, we're not going to be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm presuming you started your own practice, so you're on call. You're an independent provider that's hired not as an employee but as a contractor with the hospital, correct?
Correct. Yeah, to take on-call services. So
Yeah, perfect. And I don't expect you to know this answer with precision, but to your best of your knowledge and ability. So there's non-insured, there's Medicaid, Medicare, Tri-K veteran care, and then there's commercial insurance. So on the commercial insurance side, do you happen to know out of those 5 to 15, which have commercial insurance that are out of network?
I want to give you an educated answer. I should know this. So
Yeah, no,
uh,
I wouldn't expect
yeah,
you to. So I
yeah,
promise. And all this we're going to figure out. This is just going to help me kind of navigate the combo. It could be 1 to 5. It could be, I don't know. It could be 0.
yeah. No, I think it's between 5 to 10. It's a good payer mix where I'm working. But I just got credentialed at a hospital that I'm going to be starting in January.
Got
And
it.
I know for a fact there's a lot of Medi-Cal and uninsured patients that show up there. So I'm kind of bracing myself for that. It's a busier hospital. So I'm going to get busier. I don't think I'm going to have a lack of business, but um, I don't expect the checks that I'm getting to be a higher amount.
Yeah.
So
No, Medi-Cal and all that is definitely not favorable for the economic portion of this combo.
yeah,
So that's really the info I need.
okay.
And I'm happy and thank you for watching the videos. Definitely helps move this conversation much faster. So you're aware of the No Surprises Act, correct? That it was
Yes.
created to protect patients that were going into the hospital in an emergent dynamic from a surprise bill. So the criteria that is needed to trigger the No Surprises Act in your favor is it has to be an emergent case, which obviously we just realized checks the box, and it has to be someone that has commercial insurance that you're out of network with. So Medi-Cal, Medicaid, Medicare, no surgery, none of those would be eligible for the No Surprises Act. We are also part law firm, so there could be certain things we could do if the economics make enough sense. Because on the law firm side, it's obviously billable hours, litigation's a little bit more expensive. On the No Surprises Act, it is a complete no-brainer. It's contingency based. We front all the filing fees for you. We only generate revenue on found money, not the original underpayment. So from your perspective, you either break even or make money, but you never lose. And if you're not doing anything about it anyway, it's only a positive ROI, absolutely no risk on your end. So just from that place, what would you and your team like to understand? I can give you an idea of how we could begin to evaluate and do things together, but what would be important for the both of you to know?
Like, okay, yeah, I definitely got that from your videos that this is like, when we get paid, you get paid. I got that. And so I'm assuming these, um, so far, Kaiser Permanente is a good example. I'm not part of Kaiser, but when their patients show up in our hospital and they need surgery, they've probably been the best, the highest, I would say, reimbursement, several $1,000s for a surgery, as opposed to, maybe under 1,000 from like United or Aetna. Um, and I am part of I'm Medicare. I have Aetna, um, Blue Shield. Those are kind of the main things. And in your opinion, like, should I stay out of Medi-Cal or that's
Yeah. So, all right. I would say from let's say I was your business consultant.
hmm
I'm not. I would definitely have you do an analysis.
yeah.
Obviously there's the portion of like, hey, what's best for the world and the humans?
Yeah.
Somebody got to take care of them, right? So that's a more of a moral question. If we're talking economically and financially, I mean, when you wrap your head around what this can do monetarily, you're going to want to be out of network. You're going to want to be non-par more than in par. You're going to want to take call more because you're going to realize that the economics are not a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 multiple. In some cases, they're an 8 to 12 multiple. Mm-hmm. It's a significant financial impact. So, if you're on call, I don't know how much you can really control. You would know more than I, which patients you take or not. What you can control is which insurance companies you decide to go in or out of par in. And some of the more entrepreneurial conversations I've been having with the medical community is not, hey, you should be fully out or fully in. But you should do an analysis of your payer set on who's screwing you the most. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse: Aetna, United, Cigna, Blue. Like, they tend to just be horrible all the time, everywhere, no matter what state you're in. So there are certain insurance companies you're going to want to be out of network in. There's some, as you kind of begin your shop in LA, you might want to stay just to kind of get your name out there. So it's not a black and white, do this or don't do that. It's a constant analysis. But overall, you should definitely be taking on call with folks that have out of network commercial insurance, because the economic impact is going to be way more than whatever you're getting paid in your in-network agreements, and certainly significantly more than you're getting paid for Medicaid or Medicare, and certainly significantly more for what you're getting paid for non-insured.
Okay, so your practice even covers the people that are non-insured, and then
no, I'm saying like not the so anything non-insured, Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE, Veteran Care, or in-network, that's going to be more Callagy Law, right? That's our law firm. So we're 2 companies, Callagy Law and Callagy Recovery. Okay. Callagy Recovery does the NSA stuff. Callagy Law does everything else. And as long as it makes economic sense, we're happy to help you as a law firm. We should probably review them anyway, because we're going to be doing your NSA arbitration. So since we're one company, we can review both. The out-of-network commercial insurance, absolute no-brainer. The other ones, we'd have to actually look at the numbers to figure out if it makes economic sense to pursue and or for you to do both.
Okay, and you're based out of Jersey, right?
Yes, we have offices in 8 states, but our headquarters, the majority of our employees are in Bergen County, New Jersey.
Okay, great. So how does it work? Is it like a like if we decide to work together, do we just, is it like a month to, I mean, obviously you'll audit things and you'll give reports like, this is what we arbitrated, this is what we collected on top of what you already collected, and so I can make sense of the numbers. And then is that how you work with your clients? And like, what are the reasons why people don't choose your firm? Because or just decide to do it by themselves?
I would say, doctor, everyone is going to live in a couple buckets. And then I'll answer your question directly. One, they're going to be an ostrich. They're going to put their head in the sand and say, this is complicated. This is scary. I don't want to deal with it. I'll just keep getting underpaid. Obviously, that's not you. Option 2 is they'll hire staff. They'll try to do it themselves. Good idea. Just, it's complicated. It's time consuming. There's a 30-day, a 31-day, a 4-day. If any of those deadlines are missed, every encounter is $1,000, which we would front, so it's less of a cost. There's training, expertise. The third option is you outsource this to your billing and revenue cycle management company. Most of them outsource it to us anyway, just because that's not what they do. They're a billing company. They understand certain things, but they don't understand the precision and the complexity. And the fourth option is you work with a company like ours. Many of our clients try to do it in-house and eventually give up. Some of them work with us, try to do it in-house, and eventually come back. So you're not stuck with us. Our agreements are all month to month, so we're definitely not getting married. And if you ever decide to try, we're not going to stop you. We'll make certain suggestions, but this is your practice, your business. You make the final decision.
Yeah, at this point, like I said, I've been actively working since March of this year. So, and I have, I can see my The checks are definitely increasing and going up, but not at the pace that I would like. And I'm sure there's money that's not being collected or not being fought for. So that's kind of why I did my research and came across you guys. Um, so I'm here for the right reasons.
Sure.
So how do we kind of, do you need some information from my billers? Like, how do we get started on the next step?
I do. So next steps are I send you a BAA, a business associate agreement. I send you a CFA, a contingency fee agreement, which pretty much outlines everything we just spoke about. You can connect me with someone on your team. Maybe it's Maya or your billing company. I would need your EOBs, your 835s, 837s. I would need the underpayments. In order to take a peek, I would need the clinical records and patient demographics in order to file. So we can work with someone on your staff or your billing company to just gather the information we need. And as long as it's within that 30-day window, we can go into arbitration. You're going to know whether we've had a winning or losing determination within the first 3-4 months. And then it takes about another 2-3 months, between 6 to 8 total, for the money to go from the insurance company directly to you. Once you get paid, we then invoice you our contingency, and then we just kind of do it again and again and again and again on a reoccurring basis once you start seeing the fruits of your labor. Go ahead.
And then what is the contingency fee?
The contingency fee is 20%.
Okay.
And just to be clear, so let's just say, well, I'll use small numbers for the example, and obviously your numbers are much larger than this. But let's say you have a $10,000 bill, right? The insurance company is going to use what's known as a QPA, an average in network rate, typically 5 to 10%. They'll offer you $1,000. We are recovering between 75 and 85% of bill charges. So let's call it 8,500 is what we'll eventually recover. We take 20% of the 7,500, not the 8,500.
Okay, got it.
Does that make sense, doctor?
Yes. And do you work with all specialties, or are you kind of focused on surgical specialties only, or?
No, I work with neuro, ortho, plastic, spine, maxillofacial, OBGYN, cardiovascular, intraoperative monitoring, anesthesia. I actually have a meeting at 3 o'clock with the Tenon Health System. I'm pretty sure you know about them in California. We work with individuals, groups, hospitals, billing, and revenue cycle management companies. And I'm also the exclusive and preferred arbitrator for about 24 medical societies. So I do a lot of work with associations. We do about 1,000 speaking engagements a month and a variety of different things. And we're actually the exclusive vendor for the Congress of Neurological Surgeons. They have 13,000 members. We were just speaking at their event, I think it was like a month or two ago. So I do a lot of work for them as a neuro association. And I'm also in conversations with AANS, American Association of Neurosurgeons, and NASS, the North American Spine Society. And the final stage is 7th, 8th inning of becoming their exclusive vendor as well.
Oh, so yeah, I'm a member of the CNS. So is there something that I can do through the organization for your services, or should I do it individually, or like,
I mean,
yeah,
either way, it's not like they have a preferred rate. If I have met you through the CNS, then just a piece of the revenue we generate, we give back to the association. So there's not and you could ask, I'm definitely not lying to you. You could do whatever research, you could talk to Michelle. There's not a preferred rate for being the member. We've just created a pathway to non-dues revenue for those that are a member. So regardless, even though I met you through my own means, I will be accrediting them just because I want to continue to build a relationship with them. But as far as the contingency fee, there's no difference whether you met through this website or whether you met me at a speaking engagement at their conference. Either way, it would be the same thing.
Okay. So yeah. You have my email. You can send me over the business agreement. I'll definitely review it, and I'm definitely gonna have more questions, and hopefully I can be able to get that spread for you of what we've collected so far. And
Yeah,
then my biller and Mia would be the two people that really, you interact with. So
and is it Mia or Maya?
it's Mia. Yeah.
Oh, so sorry, Mia. So
It's okay.
Mia, how is this landing for you? It looks like you and I, and you'll meet some of my teammates and Maura and Carolina and Raji. That's who you'll be really in contact with. Any of this not making sense? Any questions you want to ask on just what exactly we would have to do together? Just want to make sure you get the microphone as well.
No questions at the moment. I'm fairly new, so there's still a lot that I'm learning, but so far everything you explained made sense.
Yeah, and here's what I want you to know, Mia. We're going to make you, I'm not saying you're not already, you're going to be a superstar. And all of this sounds way more complicated than it actually is. It's a couple pieces of information. Once, we get the first one done, it's really rinse and repeat. The first one, we might bump our knees, scrape our elbows, scratch our heads. Maybe we'll want to punch each other because we get frustrated. But at the end of all of that, I mean, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we understand you have a lot on your plate. You got a lot going on. So our job is to make this as little energy suck from you as humanly possible. Really just the first week or two of building the process will take a little bit of time. But after that, we'll have a straight piping system. The billing company will get the paperwork. You'll have access to it. You'll get it over to us. And then, unfortunately, we'll probably be talking less. You might enjoy that. We'll see. I am kind of fun. But once we kind of build that beginning, Mia, it's really not that cumbersome on your part.
Okay.
Beautiful. So, Doc, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, usually, I mean, I don't know. Do you have any any peer references I can speak with, or anyone you're doing business with that'd be comfortable chatting with me, or?
Yeah, listen, I have no problem. You can talk to Tony Mariello. He's a neurosurgeon from Texas. Dr. Thomas Lee is the executive director of the New York Medical Society, retired neurosurgeon. He's actually the one that passed the state surprise bill law. Just remember, every day the clock is ticking. There is no greater way to prove our worth than to go put money in your pocket. So you can do whatever research you want to do. Just every time we miss a deadline, I mean, there's no recourse. There's no going back. There's no, oops, I missed it by a day. And as long as we get the paperwork, we become liable for hitting those timelines. We never miss a timeline, but our clients do miss getting us the paperwork. So if you want to do both at the same time, we can get that rolling. I'll connect you with Dr. Tony. You can chat with him. We can cross next steps from there. You can check into CNS. I don't know who you know there, but you can check in with them. I'll send you the press release that announces our partnership between Tony and the press release. If CNS is willing to say yes, and they have 13,000 members and a national identity, I'm pretty confident we'll be able to support you in Los Angeles. So let's start there. And then whenever you're ready to sign the BA, the CFA, review it, redline it, whatever you need to feel comfortable. And what I'll share with you is this, is if eventually we can average 5 cases a month, I'm happy to discount our rate from 20 to 18. As long as we can keep a steady 5, I'll be happy to do that because of your affiliation with CNS. But let's start at 20. Let's get the ball rolling. And as long as we could inevitably get to a minimum of 5 a month, I'm happy to discount that to 18%.
Okay. Yeah, definitely send me the business agreement. Yeah, I was pretty yeah, I looked at your videos, like I said, prior to this. So I was pretty kind of laser focused on getting this meeting done and understanding more. And yeah, I'm going to be definitely more proactive. So yeah, I have no further questions. Mia, do you have any questions?
No, no, I don't.
Okay.
So Mia, I have your email. Doctor, I have your email. There's definitely more to learn if you're ever interested in getting into the nitty gritty of how this all works. But as far as what you need to know to move forward, we've definitely covered that. The video's covered a large amount. Once we have the agreements, we'll get to work and you'll see the results. In a 4 to 6 month period, you'll receive your money within 6 to 8 months. And then you are not going to feel like you're feeling now. So from now to next March, you might still feel kind of the same, but from March forward of 26 and on, this challenge of underpayment will be a thing of the past. Of that, I guarantee you.
Great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So
Beautiful. So I owe you some paperwork. I'm going to take the time now. I'll create a summary of our conversation. I'll get you over the BAA as well as the CFA. And then whenever you're ready, you can send that back. I'll connect Mia to the team. I'll take another call, answer any questions, whatever you need to feel comfortable, and we'll take our steps from there.
okay. Thank you, Fernando, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Haridas.
you.
Thank you, Mia. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh,